Hi guys, we're back with another updated recipe video for you.
This week we're doing our fall off the bone ribs. We shared it a few years back, but it needed some sprucing up.
Yeah, the recipe is still the same. It's really easy and we know you are going to love it.
Most of the time is just sitting back and relaxing. So let's get these in the oven.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oven-baked pork ribs are easy. All you need is time. I've got baby back ribs, but this recipe will work for other cuts like spare ribs, country style, and St. Louis. For the most tender ribs, remove the thin membrane covering the rack. It may already be removed depending on where you buy your ribs, just like ours. Here's some older video footage of me removing the membrane from another rack of pork ribs. Grab a knife and wiggle it underneath the membrane, then when you get under there, pull it away from the bones. I'm using a baking dish today, so I'm cutting the rack of ribs in half to fit. If you're baking more than one rack of ribs, skip the baking dish and wrap the ribs in foil packets instead. While I clean up, here's some footage of me wrapping ribs in foil instead of using a baking dish. Again, this is what we recommend if you plan on baking more than one rack at a time. Instead of the baking dish, you'd bake the foil packets on a baking sheet to collect any juices. Now we can season our ribs. I'm keeping things simple today and using salt and pepper now and slathering with homemade barbecue sauce later. But you can use your favorite dry rub. If you have suggestions, tell us in the comments below. Whatever you use, be sure to season both sides of the ribs. You can also sneak in a few aromatics at this point too. In our hoisin sticky ribs recipe, we add sliced garlic, ginger, and cilantro before wrapping and baking in the oven. It's epically good. As the ribs slowly bake in the oven, the garlic and ginger permeate the meat, not only flavoring them, but also keeping them moist. A link to our sticky ribs is below. Now the ribs are seasoned on both sides. Cover the dish with foil. If you are making foil packets, make sure they are tightly wrapped. Slide your ribs into the oven. We have the temperature at 275 degrees Fahrenheit, so they bake low and slow. We want to bake the ribs until the meat falls easily from the bones, 2.5 to 3.5 hours. We check around 2 hours to see how they are progressing. You can tell the ribs are done by piercing them with a sharp knife. You should have little to no resistance. You can also gently bend the ribs to see if the meat looks like it will pull away from the bone. When the ribs are in the oven, make a quick barbecue sauce. This one is sweet and spicy and starts with cooking onions in oil until soft. Add a half teaspoon of ground cumin, and then when the pot smells toasty, stir in a half cup of ketchup. Then add 1 tablespoon of hot chili sauce, like sriracha, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Give the sauce a taste and adjust with more hot chili sauce and salt if you think it's needed. Simmer the sauce for a couple of minutes and then set it aside for when your ribs are ready. Here we go. Our pork ribs are done and smell amazing. You can even see now that they are super tender. As I'm moving them, I need to be careful that the meat doesn't fall off the bone. They are that tender. We want to remove the ribs and drain the juices left at the bottom of the baking dish. You could baste them with the liquid, but honestly, the ribs are so juicy and tender, you don't really need to unless you want to. Slather the barbecue sauce all over the ribs and then place it back into the baking dish. I like to caramelize the sauce a little, so cover the top with more sauce and then slide the ribs underneath a hot broiler. By the way, we get asked all the time about what we serve with ribs. Hang around until the end for 2 of our favorite dishes that work perfectly next to a rack of ribs. Wow, they look good, don't they? Now we have had this recipe on Inspired Taste for years, so if you've already made the recipe, tell us in the comments. We love hearing from you. For a different spin, I want to show you this sticky hoisin sauce. We use mostly pantry ingredients like soy sauce, peanut butter, and a Korean chili paste. We've linked to the recipe below. It is so good. No matter which sauce you use, we love caramelizing it under the broiler for a minute or 2. Look at this, perfectly tender oven-baked ribs. To show you that we're not kidding around when we say fall off the bone, take a look at this. And don't go yet because we've got 2 dishes that work perfectly next to these ribs. Our homemade potato salad is hands down my favorite creamy potato salad. And so many of our readers agree. Just read the reviews. It's also excellent when made in advance. So if you plan on entertaining, this is the recipe. I also love something fresh and crunchy. So our classic coleslaw is excellent. The dressing is super simple and doesn't call for any sugar, which I love. Links to the potato salad and this coleslaw are below. Thanks for cooking with us, and be sure to subscribe for more recipes and inspiration. And as always, let us know in the comments below if you have any questions.